Beyonce's pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away. Beyonce is going to use a surrogate so she can maintain her body, but they're going to play it off like it's allegedly, like they gave birth. Remember, I was the first one to say this.
First, no one wanted to take Wendy Williams seriously. Many people laughed at her, called her dramatic, and tried to ruin the reputation she had built over the years. But what if she was not wrong at all? What if she noticed something that others ignored? And what if the story she was talking about was not simple gossip, but the beginning of something much deeper and harder to ignore?
An at-home water birth in the master bathroom. There are going to be 3 people there. Beyonce, Jay-Z, and her mother, Miss Tina. Watch.
The story that people were told for years does not seem to match what some people now believe happened. According to the public version, everything was simple and peaceful. Fans were told that Beyoncé had a normal pregnancy and later welcomed her daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, without any drama. But over time, people started noticing small details that made them question whether everything really happened the way it was presented. One of the biggest rumors says the birth was not as straightforward as it looked. Some people online claim that the woman who supposedly gave birth has never spoken publicly and cannot be found in interviews or public records. Others say the hospital story has always felt unclear. The timeline seems confusing to them, and they believe certain details do not line up properly. Whether those claims are true or not, they continue to spread every few years whenever the topic comes back into the spotlight. What makes the situation even more dramatic is that several different rumors are connected to the same moment. There are stories about a fake pregnancy, talk about an alleged mistress, whispers about secret locations, and even claims about hidden documents. Many people believe that all of those stories somehow connect to one important event.
Nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night.
Birth of Blue Ivy. Because of that, the conversation never completely disappears. It just becomes quiet for a while and then returns again. Recently, the discussion became popular again after Jason Lee talked about it publicly. His comments brought the old rumors back into the spotlight, and suddenly many people started sharing their opinions again. When someone with a large audience speaks about a topic like this, it spreads very quickly, especially on social media. Within hours, the story was trending again, and fans were once again debating whether the official version is correct or not. One of the most shocking rumors that keeps returning is a claim that Blue Ivy might not actually be Beyoncé's biological daughter. According to the people who believe this theory, a woman named Kathy White was involved in the story. She has often been described online as someone who had a connection with Jay-Z years ago. Supporters of this theory believe the public never learned the full truth about her role. Another part of the rumor says the baby was not born in a hospital in New York, even though that is what most people believed at the time. Instead, some online discussions claim the birth happened somewhere else entirely. These stories often include ideas about powerful people, secret arrangements.
So the allegations are unsubstantiated because these are just, tips coming through a hotline. Fortunately for Jay, the world already wants to believe these allegations.
And carefully controlled information. Of course, none of those claims have ever been officially confirmed, but the rumors continue because people find them fascinating. Before anyone believes those stories completely, it is important to look at the timeline, because that is what people argue about the most. The discussion really started back in 2011. That year, Beyoncé appeared on an Australian television show while she was pregnant. She looked happy, confident, and calm, just like fans expected. Everything seemed normal until one small moment during the interview caught people's attention. When she sat down in the chair, her baby bump appeared to move in a way that surprised some viewers. For a few seconds, it looked like the bump folded slightly. Within minutes, clips of the moment were everywhere online. People slowed the video down, replayed it many times, and started arguing about what they were seeing. Some viewers said it was just the dress moving. Others believed it looked unusual and began asking questions. Most major media outlets did not talk about the clip at the time. Many people felt that no one wanted to challenge one of the biggest stars in the world. However, one person did not stay quiet about it. Wendy Williams spoke about the moment directly on her show. Instead of ignoring the rumors, she openly discussed what many people were already talking about online. What shocked viewers the most was that Wendy did not only question pregnancy, She also mentioned the name Kathy White on television. At that time, most people had never heard that name before. It was not something mainstream media was discussing. But Wendy spoke as if she had heard information from people inside the entertainment world that made the story feel much more serious to some viewers. Not long after those rumors began spreading, another event made the situation even more emotional. Reports said that Kathy White had passed away in 2011 after suffering a brain aneurysm. She was described as young and healthy, which made the news even more surprising. The timing also caused more questions because it happened during the same period when Beyoncé's pregnancy was being talked about everywhere. For years, the public story has been simple. Kathy White was rumored to have been connected to Jay-Z in the past, and that was all. According to that version, she was never officially part of the pregnancy story at all. However, people who believe the rumors say there may have been more to the situation than what the public heard. That is why the conversation continues even after more than a decade. Another reason the rumors keep coming back is because of social media. People often compare old photos, interviews, and videos to support their ideas. Some even compare pictures of Blue Ivy with pictures of Kathy White and say they notice similarities. Others strongly disagree and say those comparisons do not prove anything at all. Still, once those images start spreading online, the discussion becomes stronger again. There is also another reason why the topic returned recently. When new documents connected to powerful figures in the entertainment world started getting attention online. Some people believe the rumors about Jay-Z might be connected to those documents. His name was mentioned in certain records, although his legal team has strongly denied any wrongdoing. Even so, the situation brought the old rumors back into the public conversation. At the same time, many fans continue to support Beyoncé and believe everything she has said about her pregnancy. She has spoken publicly about her miscarriage before having Blue Ivy, and many people feel that sharing such a personal story would not make sense if the pregnancy had been fake. Her supporters believe the rumors are simply another example of how celebrities can become targets of endless gossip. What makes this situation different from other rumors is how long it has lasted. Most celebrity stories disappear after a few months, but this one continues to return again and again. Every time someone mentions it, the same questions appear. Was the pregnancy completely natural? Was the birth exactly as the public was told? Or is the entire story simply a misunderstanding that grew larger over time? The truth is that nobody outside the family truly knows every detail. The public only sees what celebrities choose to share. Fans often feel like they know famous people personally because they watch interviews, listen to music, and follow them online. But in reality, a huge part of their lives remains private. That privacy can sometimes create space for rumors, especially when the person involved is one of the most famous artists in the world. Another reason this topic continues to interest people is because Beyoncé's image has always been very carefully managed. Everything she does looks planned and perfect, from her performances to her documentaries. For her fans, that is one of the reasons she is admired so much. For others, it makes them feel like there could be secrets hidden behind the scenes. That difference in opinion is what keeps the debate alive. It is also important to remember how powerful the internet can be. Once a rumor starts online, it spreads very quickly. Even if it is not true, thousands of people can see it within minutes. Over time, those rumors start to feel real simply because they have been repeated so many times. That is exactly what has happened with this story. In the end, the only confirmed fact is that Blue Ivy was born in 2012 and became one of the most famous celebrity children in the world. Everything else depends on what people choose to believe. Some fans trust the official story completely. Others continue to question it because they feel certain details never made sense to them. What is clear is that this story is not going to disappear anytime soon. Every time someone like Jason Lee talks about it again, the conversation returns. Some people believe it is important to ask questions. Others believe it is unfair to keep repeating rumors about something so personal. So the situation remains the same as it has been for years. There are claims, there are theories, and there are strong opinions on both sides. But without real proof, the truth remains something only a few people truly know. And until that changes, the debate about Blue Ivy's birth will probably continue to appear again and again, just like it has for more than a decade. For this is the point where the rumor becomes much darker and far more complicated. People online are not only talking about a pregnancy anymore. Now they are connecting the story to powerful people, old scandals, and events that happened many years ago. The name that keeps coming back into the conversation is Jay-Z. Some people say his name appeared in documents connected to Jeffrey Epstein and the social circles around him. Because of that, certain bloggers and online commentators started asking a very serious question. If those connections were real, what else might have been happening behind the scenes during that same time? This is where the rumor begins to grow in a very dramatic way. According to people who believe the theory, a woman named Kathy White might have been pregnant around the same time that Beyoncé was publicly announcing her pregnancy. The theory suggests that the two events were somehow connected. Some people online even claim that the pregnancy that the public saw might not have been real at all, but instead carefully planned to protect a much bigger secret. From there, the rumor becomes even more shocking. A few discussions on social media suggest that the baby might not have been born in a hospital the way the public was told. Instead, they claim the birth could have happened somewhere completely private, far away from cameras and reporters. One version of the story even says the baby might have been born somewhere connected to powerful social circles, which is why the details were never fully explained to the public. It is important to understand that none of this has ever been proven. These are simply rumors that people continue to repeat online. Still, the reason the story does not disappear is because it connects several different events together. People mention the famous video where Beyoncé's baby bump looked unusual during a television interview. They also talk about the sudden passing of Kathy White in 2011, which made the situation feel even more mysterious to some viewers. At the center of all these rumors is Blue Ivy Carter. She was born in 2012 and immediately became one of the most famous celebrity children in the world. Because of that, every small detail about her birth was discussed heavily by fans and the media. Some people believed the story completely. Others felt there were too many unanswered questions. Even now, more than a decade later, those same questions continue to return. Another reason the rumors grew stronger again recently is because of people like Jason Lee. When someone with a large audience speaks about an old rumor, it spreads quickly across social media. Many people who had never heard the story before suddenly started searching for it. That is how old gossip can become popular again, even after many years. Some supporters of the theory believe the pregnancy was staged to protect Beyoncé's public image. They think the idea was to make sure the public believed everything was normal, even if something complicated was happening behind the scenes. Others say this idea does not make sense at all. They believe a secret like that would be impossible to hide for so many years, especially when millions of people are watching every move a celebrity makes. The hospital story also plays a big role in these rumors. When Blue Ivy was born, reports said that Beyoncé and Jay-Z had extremely strong security at the hospital. Some stories claim that entire areas were closed to protect their privacy. While this might be normal for celebrities of that level, some people online saw it as proof that something unusual was happening. Instead of seeing it as privacy, they saw it as secrecy. The rumor becomes even more emotional when people talk about how it might affect Blue Ivy herself. She is now a teenager, and growing up in the spotlight is already very difficult. Imagine being young and suddenly seeing millions of strangers discussing your family online. Even if the rumors are not true, they can still feel very heavy for someone who is still growing up and trying to understand the world. Some bloggers have even claimed that the renewed attention around these stories has created pressure on the entire family. Again, none of this has been officially confirmed. It is simply speculation that spreads because people continue to repeat it. The truth is that nobody outside the family truly knows what happens behind closed doors. Another part of the rumor that people talk about is how often Blue Ivy appears in public with her parents. She has attended award shows, concerts, and major events since she was very young. Supporters of the family say this simply shows a close relationship between parents and their daughter. Critics, however, believe it is part of a carefully planned public image. That difference in opinion is what keeps the debate alive. The conversation also became stronger again when Beyoncé released new music in recent years. Whenever she releases a song about family or motherhood, some fans immediately connect the lyrics to these old rumors. They believe certain songs might contain hidden meaning. Other fans strongly disagree and say the music is simply about real emotional experiences, especially because Beyoncé has spoken openly about her miscarriage before having blue ivy. One person who is always mentioned when this topic returns is Wendy Williams. She was one of the first famous media personalities to talk about these rumors publicly back in 2011. At the time, many people criticized her for saying those things on television. Some viewers believed she was being disrespectful, while others believed she was simply saying what many people were already thinking. Not long after Wendy Williams mentioned the name Kathy White on her show, news reports said that Kathy had passed away from a brain aneurysm. The timing shocked many people and made the rumors feel even more mysterious. Some internet users still talk about that moment today and wonder if it was simply a coincidence or something more complicated. However, there has never been any proof that the two events were connected in any way. Over the years, the internet has built a huge story around these separate events. Some people believe there's a pattern involving powerful figures and hidden secrets. Others say it is simply the result of social media spreading rumors too quickly. When millions of people repeat the same story again and again, it can start to feel real even when there is no confirmed evidence. Another reason this story refuses to disappear is because Beyoncé and Jay-Z are not ordinary celebrities. They are one of the most powerful couples in the entertainment world. Their influence is huge, and their private lives attract constant attention. When something involves people at that level of fame, it naturally becomes a bigger story than it would for anyone else. Despite all the rumors, Beyoncé has continued to focus on her career. She releases music, performs in front of massive crowds, and keeps her personal life mostly private. Jay-Z has also continued working on business projects and music. From the outside, everything looks normal. But for people who believe the rumors, the questions never completely disappear. Some fans believe the entire story is simply unfair. They think it is wrong to keep repeating rumors about something as personal as pregnancy and family. Others believe celebrities choose to live in the public eye, so people have the right to ask questions. This disagreement is one of the main reasons the conversation keeps coming back every few years. The truth is that nobody outside the Carter family truly knows what happened. There are stories, theories, and opinions, but no real proof that supports the idea of a fake pregnancy or a hidden birth. Still, the rumors continue because people are curious, and curiosity can be very powerful when it comes to famous figures. At the center of all of this is Blue Ivy, who is now growing up in front of the entire world. Whether the rumors are true or not, she is still just a young person trying to live her life, while millions of strangers talk about her family. That alone shows how intense fame can be, especially when someone becomes famous before they're even old enough to understand what is happening. In the end, this story is not only about rumors, it is also about how the internet works today. One small moment, one video clip, or one comment from a famous person can turn into a huge story that lasts for years. Even when there is no proof, the conversation continues because people keep asking questions. So for now, the situation remains the same. There are many claims, many opinions, and many theories, but very few confirmed facts. Whether the truth will ever become completely clear is something nobody knows. What is certain is that as long as people remain curious about Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and their family, this conversation will probably continue for a very long time.